Let him go. Okay. All right. Facebook took the still shot. We are ready to go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a day. What a day. What a screwed up day. We're going to make it better right now. Let's clear the energy. I have got, you guys, what a day, right? What a week. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It only took me 45 minutes to set up everything, and now the sun's down, and so I'm not going to have that pretty like dewy glow that I usually have. Welcome, those of you who are new here. I am Andrea Cox, intuitive healer, holistic wellness coach, and I am going to talk animal spirit guides with all of you. I'm going to do a little oracle card reading with Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. This deck was designed by Kyle Gray. And I want to share with you something that happened this morning, and this feels good. Wow. I got snake spirit, and that's what I was here to tell you about. And this is so in alignment with, and I was just shuffling, and there it is. So this morning, one of my lovely neighbors sent me a text, and he was like, be careful, there was a rattlesnake around. I couldn't get it. Be mindful. And it got me to thinking, I have dogs and everything, and, I am careful. The last time I saw a snake in person, and I want to tell you the symbolism of this. Those of you who don't know, I am actually working on an oracle deck myself, and we should have already released it, but we haven't yet. The last time I saw a snake was when I was moving out of a home I had lived in Southern California. White witch, be the light. Kind of looks like me, doesn't it? White-haired witch. And I was living in California, and I saw 2 snakes in a week. Now, I had lived in this house. By the way, tell me where you are tuning in from in the comments. Looks like, are we even live publicly? Let me make sure we are. Yes. Tell me where you're tuning in from in the comments. So what was so interesting is I had never seen a snake in Southern California in my home I had lived in for 10 years. And then all of a sudden, before I was relocating, like a week before, I had 2 snakes. One came up through the drain pipe of my irrigation system, and one was in my garage, actually, when I was in my sauna. And I remember thinking, I've lived here 10 years and I've never once seen a snake. But at the time, I had a lot of slithery, slimy, snaky people in my life. I did. Now, it's different out here because I'm in the desert and there's going to be snakes. But at that time, to see 2 snakes in a week after never seeing a single snake in 10 years was quite interesting. And I want to tell you the symbolism. So we have mountains. So far we got the snake, we got the white witch, and we got the mountains. We're also going to take the protection guardian. So snakes are sacred in many cultures. They have a lot of symbolism. However, in Chinese, the Chinese astrology, snakes are seen as thieves. They're seen as thieves. And it got me to thinking. I've been dealing with some online, a little bit of stuff, right? And from very snaky, sneaky, slimy thieves. And it got me thinking about the symbolism. Neighbor calls, says he saw a snake, look out for it. And I was like, oh my God, so grateful, right? Thank you. And it got me to thinking of the stuff I've been going through online. And the same type of stuff was happening in 2020 with the same slimy people. And so that I won't let around me, of course. So you have to think about that. When animals show up in your life, there's always a message. This is what I'm trying to say. Whether the message is that you are protected, like I am, like we all are, by our ancestors who have crossed over, whether the message is reminding you of your superpowers, right? We got the White Witch in the deck. It was one of the first cards we drew. Protection is coming out again. Whether it is shining a light on a situation that you need to see, that you need to tap into. Thank you for all the hearts, you guys, on Facebook. These animal symbolisms that we see mean something. The first week I was here, there was a buck in the front yard, one of the most majestic, beautiful animals I've ever seen. And of course, I had to go to one of my books because I don't go to Google because I'm a hermit, right? And my book said that the buck, it leaves its crown and it grows a new one. So it was about a transition, and moving here was definitely a transition for me. It was a transition to slow down and to not take life so seriously and to cultivate. I'm in a year number 1, my next step for my soul's growth, evolution, business, etc. So last week I was driving and a lone coyote ran in front of me. And also I've seen a few lone coyotes here. Well, when you see a coyote that's alone, that means that you're isolating yourself too much, right? Which I do. I have a tendency to do that. So that could be a message for you. Why? Because coyotes normally run in packs. There is a, bless its heart, a dead mouse that I need to do a ceremony before I put it back into the wilderness to feed another wild animal. And mice are considered sacred in many places. So, you really want to learn about these things. But the snake has an interesting symbolic meaning. Yes, it's considered sacred in some countries. However, usually, and I really value Vedic astrology, Chinese astrology, it's seen as sneakiness. It's seen as thievery. It's associated with the number 3 that has a tendency to, according to the Chinese, be the thief. And so the fact that this snake was slithering its way into my life online, and the fact that there's one in the area, it's symbolic for me. It's sending me a message to make sure there's no snakes in the garden, so to speak. And I mean this online. I don't deal with problems in my everyday life. My stuff's online. So we have guardian angel. You are not alone. So some of you could be on your own, like I am, and you could feel alone. You could have a lot of pressure on you. You could have a lot of responsibility. You could be carrying the grown responsibility of, a grown man or what have you on your own shoulders. And you're being reminded that you are divinely protected, that you are guided by your ancestors, that your ancestors are always with you. Could be a single mom, could be a single dad. The sun, enjoying success and happiness. So for whoever this message resonates with, and I'm going to link my links in the description box below for all my services, you're about to reap a harvest that is well-deserved. You have had a dream and a journey. We have the direction guardian in reverse. We're going to put him in the upright. Choose your path. You're being asked to choose a certain direction. Now, some of you may be like me. You may have been put here with a double mission. Maybe you have a real gift of teaching people how to get healthy through the foods they eat and the foods they abstain from, but you also are a bit of a philosopher, a whistleblower, and you're good at telling stories and articulating yourself, so you're kind of in the spirituality realm as well. But most of you need to choose a direction. We have direction guardian, choose your path. And you see all these animals around this guy are guiding him along his journey. Hold the space. So someone is holding space for you. They could be at a distance. They could be older than you. They could be being very patient with you. They could see you as childish, right? They could see you as all over the place, and they're holding a lot of space for you. This is kind of a gatekeeper type of card. You look at this gentleman, he's older. He's got his white beard and he's holding kind of a staff, and he's just being patient. He's seeing how everything plays out. He really doesn't know what to think. So he's holding space. Holding space for people is really important. We have spring, see your seeds grow, and we have the bunny rabbit. I love seeing bunnies because they're symbolic of abundance. And bunnies are really sensitive. They have very sensitive hearts. If you scare a bunny, they usually go off in the bush and have a heart attack. So you got to be very gentle around bunnies. But they also signify abundance and growth. We see the lavender behind the bunny growing, and see your seeds grow. So there's something you're doing that's going to grow. And it's going to grow rapidly, but you have to put your energy and your focus into it. You can't just let it kind of lay dormant and expect it to grow on its own. Wow. We have hold the space once again. So some of you could be like dealing with, like I am, someone who's younger than you, very immature, that continuously tries to poke you and cause problems in your life. And you being the white witch, the light that you are, protected by the owl here, you're just kind of letting time pass for this person to grow up and grow into themselves. Could be a past life relationship, right? Could be a kid from a past life or past life love or what have you. You're holding this space. Remember, the cards aren't gender-based, so male or female. Even though this is a male, you could be a female. Female, you could be a male. You're holding the space. We've got the witch and the warlock. So the warlock here and the witch. So the warlock needs the witch for understanding, because he doesn't understand the philosophical parts of life unless he has the witch to explain it to him. The warlock is the one that holds space for the witch, right? She's a white witch. She's a good witch. The only kind of witchery she does is to cultivate abundance for herself, health for her loved ones, etc., her animals, etc. But the warlock, the gatekeeper, he needs the witch for understanding. Let's see what's behind the white witch. We have the sage, be devoted and committed. So this is someone taking notes, right? They want to learn. They want to learn off the witch. And then we have air guardian, shift your perception. And then we have someone angry, right? They don't think the witch is being kind to the sage, right? Well, you got to respect your teachers. And if you don't, your teachers aren't going to be open and receptive to teaching you. Let's see what's behind David, the warlock, the one that is holding space. Broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace, okay? Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right, okay? I love this. So some of you need to let go of the need to be right. And you need to see things from an above perspective. And this is where the disconnect is between the witch and the warlock, right? The witch is the one with all the powers of manifestation, powers of creation, ideas, things that bring in abundance. But if you're constantly just taking from her, that's when the warlock, the one that holds space, the one that sees things from an above perspective, grows into himself and steps in. So let's get a few more cards. Why don't you ask your guides, your angels, and your ancestors who have crossed over to come in and kind of guide you on what you need to hear in this moment? By the way, you guys, 2 YouTube channels, Andrea Cox TV for health and wellness. There's about 4 million views there. I've been ignoring my YouTube channel since I relocated. I still upload weekly, but not as much as I did. And the Detox Intuitive for intuitive guidance readings were about at 2 million views there. The sun, enjoy success and happiness. So and look at the sun coming in through the window because the sun's going down. So what you're working on now is going to bring in success, joy, and happiness. I hate that I couldn't get things working quicker because the sun's going down and I don't have enough light. What you need to look out for, we have protection guardian, drop your shields, is being too guarded, too shielded, too much of a know-it-all, too much of a train wreck in other people's lives. You need to pull back and let people live. That's what this is showing. I feel like for a lot of you, this is online stuff because I feel like in your home environment, your personal life, everything's peaceful, but online there's some train wreckery going on. White Raven spirit, trust in the magic. So we got the White Witch and the White Raven. So trust in the synchronicities that you're seeing, the animal symbolism, the numerology. We have a numerology card in the deck that I'm coming out with and lots of animal spirit cards. And again, we have direction guardian. Choose your path. So you're being asked to choose a path and to stick to it. Also, intuitively, I'm feeling like becoming more of a conscious creator. So when we're constantly seeing all this stimulation around us, right? We're constantly being exposed to what everybody else is doing. We don't have time to focus on our own creations, our own ideas, and actually manifesting from a state of authenticity within ourselves. Because we're too busy like, oh, so-and-so shared a cute picture of her cat, and so I got to go do that. And so wore this new dress and posed drinking a green juice, so I got to do that. And that's not who you are. What you share on social media should come to you naturally, right? You wake up in the morning, something happens, your kid does something that's cute, something happens on your way to work, and you share it. It's a little piece of you that you're putting out into the world to teach people who you are. When we constantly do what others are doing, that's not coming from a place of authenticity. When I started my second business in 2017 and a second YouTube channel doing intuitive readings, oh gosh, people were like, you're going to ruin your health business. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And actually quite the opposite happened. I know that our issues live in our tissues, and that in order to ascend spiritually, we have to first cleanse the bodily vessel because we only get one. So I knew the two went hand in hand together. And even if I was causing confusion, I was following my North Node, which is how it should be. We should always follow our North Node. We have stargazers, set your sights higher. She-wolf, unleash the wild within. Okay, so this guy looks slimy to me, this blue-eyed guy. He looks very slimy. He's cloaked. He looks slimy. Looks like he's up to no good. And then we have she-wolf, unleash the wild within. And he's probably with someone that just wants to get away from him, but maybe is using him for something. So when that's the case, when we feel stuck, right? A lot of feminine energies are stuck with, wow, someone's shining a light on something, the sun. The sun always shines a light on darkness. A lot of feminine energies feel stuck in situationships, relationships they don't want to be in because they can't pay their bills without someone. And a lot of men feel that energy when that happens, that codependency, when there's not true, authentic love and compassion and a partnership built on a solid foundation. We have the direction guardian coming out again. Choose your path. So a lot of you are making a decision now to leave one path and go towards another. And we're always rewarded when we actually make a decision to grow and change. And then I think for some of you, you're sticking with the mundane. We have the Lord, take charge with authority, and the sage, be devoted and committed. So we have a controlling masculine energy and someone here taking notes off someone to learn. Let's draw from a different deck an overall energy, and let me know if you like this in the comments. It's been a while since I came on every Wednesday. Hello, Lewis. Did you come to see everyone? You guys know Lewis is in his 20s, right? Come here, buddy. Come on. Lewis came to say hello. He just got shaved, so he's cold. You cold? I'll get your blankie and your hoodie for you. Come on. He just wants to lick his mommy's arm. So we have wisdom, card number 22. And let's get an overall energy for all these beautiful people that tuned in to this late reading because I couldn't get my shit together quick enough. Blossoming. I love this. 33. Okay. So we're all growing. So even if someone's irritating the shit out of you right now, they're part of your soul family. What's that mean? What is a soul family? It means people we were with in past lives. I have a true statement for you. When I relocated, there was a neighbor below me that had my mom's name. My mom's name is Bonnie. There was a neighbor above me that had literally every car my dad had. That was like freaking me out. There was a girl I met at the gym that had my sister's name, and a girl I met at the local grocery store that had my other sister's name. And for some reason that told me, okay, you're supposed to be here. Just chill out because it was signs from God, signs from my ancestors that I was safe, right? And we need that from time to time. So even if someone's irritating you, you're protected. There's beauty all around you. You could feel somewhat of a void for some of you. You're using discernment for your next steps. We have the discernment card. You're trusting within yourself. And we have blossoming. And I love blossoming 33 because it's the master healer and teacher number 33. We all have a life path number and a personality number. My personality number is 33. And as a master healer and teacher, what that's telling you is even if people are getting on your last freaking nerve, like online or maybe a family member or something like that, they are part of your soul family, your soul's growth and evolution. So even if you're like, gosh, I wish that person could just be real. I wish that person could just be themselves. I wish that person could just not, call me 8 times a day. I wish that person online trolling me would stop. I wish that person copying off of my content would stop. All of you are in a soul family learning from one another. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you were all probably related in a past life. So we have to honor even the irritants that get on our freaking nerves, right? And that is when we've truly arrived, right? And our soul's growth and evolution is here. We also had the relax card. And I think what that's saying is to relax into gratitude and an easier flow. I'm not saying to be lazy, but I have not hit the gym. I think I've hit the gym twice in a month, and that is so not like me as a former fitness model to not hit the gym at least 4 days a week. But it's allowed me to go within and process. It allowed me to do a 10-day juice fast. It allowed me to get a lot of things in place that needed to be in place in my business that I was ignoring. So relax into yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day. I love you guys. Again, if you like this type of content, the Detox Intuitive on YouTube, I'm not always the most gentle with my words, but it's always honest. So, you can take what you want and leave the rest. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks for telling me where you're tuning in from in the comments. Thanks for the hearts, the thumbs up, and the shares. I love you. Have a great night. Be well. And next Tuesday, I will be back with a sponsored Trader Joe's haul in the kitchen. I know it's been a minute. I just have been a major slacker lately. I've been taking care of I've been working on my energy. I've been working on my energy. Okay, bye. Okay.